I love this red blend, and believe it or not, I'm putting a chicken dish with it. And it works because it has beef stock in it, and also because it has a wonderful creaminess in mascarpone cheese. So I'm gonna start with my pan over high heat, and I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil and a stick of butter. The olive oil will keep the butter from burning as I cook the onions and the mushrooms. So let's add that butter. Okay, now as we're melting that, let's go ahead and add 1 minced or finely chopped onion. It can be fine, it can be like a small chop. I've got this in between a mince and a small chop. And just about 1 medium onion will do it for this. I love the smell of onion cooking. It's just, I don't know, it warms up my house. And then I'm gonna add ½ pound of mushrooms. So let's just get those into saute with these onions. Now I don't have to make sure that the mushrooms are still dense. They need to be nice and soft in this recipe, almost like they were canned. And you can actually substitute 2 cans of mushrooms for this recipe. A lot of times when you cook mushrooms, you want them to maintain their integrity. With this, it's a creamy recipe. It's very creamy. And I'm using pre-cooked chicken. You can actually use fresh chicken for this. If you don't have pre-cooked chicken breast, I just happen to have a roasted chicken breast. If you don't have pre-cooked chicken breast, you can actually use about a pound of chicken, pound and a half, cut it up into small cubes, and you can put it in with your onions and your mushrooms. This smells so delicious. I love to cook with mushrooms. Now I'm gonna add about 3 cloves of garlic that are finely minced. And I wanna add that later so it doesn't burn in the bottom of my pan. This butter is nice and creamy. The moisture is coming off of the vegetables, off of those mushrooms, and off of the onion. Now at this point, let's start to develop some sauce. So I have some mascarpone, I have some beef stock, white wine, a little heavy cream, and cheese. And we're gonna put them in kind of from the most liquid out. So first of all, white wine. Thin liquid, we're developing that stock. So we're just gonna put that in. And then let's add our beef stock, the next thin thing. So 2 cups beef stock, 2 cups white wine. Now I'm just gonna let that simmer for about a minute, just to bring it up to temperature. Because when I put in my cheese and my cream, I want those to incorporate into the heated liquid. So once the cheese gets in there, it will melt completely. All right, we're coming to a nice simmer here. Let's add a ½ cup of heavy whipping cream. That will bring the temperature down for just a minute, and then we need to bring it back up, and then we'll add our mascarpone. Oh, it smells amazing. I love the smell of that wine, the mushrooms, the onions, the beef stock. It's beautiful. All right, now let's add that mascarpone and just melt it down. Now, if you can't find this, add a little cream cheese, or you can add boursin to this if you find boursin. It's wonderful. Just remember that the boursin normally has a lot of herbs in it, so it's just going to change the flavor. But that flavor in this is amazing. Now that has melted down. And next we're going to add ½ cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Now you want to use a freshly grated Parmesan cheese, not the stuff that you buy on the shelf, because that's been dehydrated and it has no moisture in it at all. So you want to use freshly grated Parmesan cheese. ½ cup. Perfect. Yep, and now that has melted through. It takes no time. And then I'm going to add my chicken. 3 to 4 cups. What I usually do is I have a whole chicken breast, so both lobes of the chicken, and I'll roast that, and then I just cube it and put it in. Or if you're adding chicken at the point where you're doing your onions and mushroom, add about 4 chicken breasts that you've cubed. That would be breast halves. And they're usually a little smaller than those roasters that you get in the grocery store. If you're going by pounds, go with about 1.5 pounds of chicken breast, skinless and boneless. All right, now let's add our pasta. And I have about 3/4 pound of penne pasta here that I just cooked to al dente. You don't want to overdo it. And stir through. This is a rustic dish. It's wonderful. Those flavors will go so well with that beautiful red blend. This is one of those dishes that is better day after day if you reheat, because the thickness of the sauce just becomes a little more intense. It becomes thicker. It's beautiful. So let's clean up that plate a little bit, and then we'll garnish this up. What I love to do is a little fresh parsley and some more Parmesan. Makes it perfect. So let's mince a little parsley. There's nothing like fresh parsley to finish a dish. It smells so good. I love the smell of fresh parsley. A lot of people say it doesn't taste like anything. I love it. So let's just give a little sprinkle. And then how about some more fresh Parmesan? That and a piece of crusty bread, a little salad. Wow, what a meal. So this is a beautiful red blend. Remember, generally reds, you want that meaty fattiness of red meat, but when you're serving it with something that has this bold beef stock and this pasta, those proteins also will adhere to those delicious tannins in the red wine. So let's give it a try. So meaty, so good. So next time you're looking for something different to go with a red wine, think about this boldness in this delicious sauce and this wonderful pasta dish. I think you're going to enjoy it.